Welcome to Whiskey Rant. My name's Aaron, and this is a channel where I drink whiskey and I rant. So today's whiskey is going to be Tullamore Dew. Now this is a tiny bottle, or would you believe that I've just grown to be 15 feet tall and the ceiling over here is now 20 feet tall. So does that sound more plausible? Not really. But that's a terrible segue into the rant that I'm going to give today. So it seems to be, and specifically in politics, which is what I try to make the channel about more or less, we don't operate on the same basis of facts anymore. So we no longer operate from everybody agreeing on the basic facts of a situation or facts of an issue, and we simply have different philosophical contentions on how to address the issue or how to go about fixing any sort of problems. We can't even agree on what problems there are. So I do see this a lot with things like misrepresentations of how slaves were. Back when slavery was obviously a thing. I see it in misrepresentations about gun violence specifically. So, I mean, I hate to burst a lot of people's bubbles, but in areas where there's more guns, there's more gun deaths. So that's the basic fact. I mean, it's a statistical fact that's not left-leaning nor right-leaning. It is a statistical fact. So if we can agree on that, we can then start to discuss the minutia of it. So areas with more guns have more gun deaths. That's not in dispute. But we can't even agree on that. See, if we could at least agree on that, we could then say, okay, but 2/3 of those are suicides. What are the remaining third? What's going on with those? So we can't even get that far in many cases. So what I want everybody to do is when you see something, I want you to sit down and I want you to say, okay, is this something that has a basis in fact, or is it a misrepresentation? So I really wish that we could all come to an agreement on what the basic facts are when we're looking at any sort of a situation. Everything from Kavanaugh's nomination to climate change to gun control to Hillary Clinton's emails and the Benghazi garbage. So whatever the case may be, so I want us to all operate from a basis of facts. And we need to get back to a point as a country where we are agreeing on the basic facts, and the contentions that we have or the differences that we have are simply philosophical contentions on how to address those facts and what to do about those facts and where do we take the country from there. So it's 2008, I think, is probably the last time I can specifically point to a time when that was the case. So when John McCain took the microphone from that woman to say that, no, Obama's not a Muslim, he's a decent man. So I'm paraphrasing him here, of course, but he basically says that we simply disagree on how to run the country. So that's a great thing. So we should be saying that. We should be saying, you know what, Trump's not a bad guy, I just disagree with how he wants to run the country. Maybe Trump is a bad example because I do kind of feel like he's a bad guy, but let's say McCain, let's say Mitt Romney, let's say even somebody like Ted Cruz. I don't necessarily think he's a bad person. I just disagree with him on everything. But we have to get back to where we operate from the standard of facts. What do the facts of a situation say? So we've had more mass shootings in the last 10, 15 years. They've been increasing. So I understand John Lott did a report or did a study, so where he showed that I think it was Norway actually had more deadly mass shootings than what we have. Well, the problem with that is that in the last 5 years, Norway's only had one mass shooting where 77 people were killed. If you do a bell curve on all of that, Norway, I mean, it completely ruins what his contention was on that. So again, we're not operating from the same basis of facts. So, well, until next time.